Hello everybody and welcome to race number 5 and the return of the Subway Cup Series here at the Phoenix International Speedway in Avondale, Arizona. My name is Travis Crampton. Alongside me is Nathan Stapleton.
Hello everyone, it's great to finally be back for the Subway Cup Series in a long break, but great to see these cars back on track and continuing the West Coast swing here. The fourth and final race of the West Coast swing, and we've seen all types of racetracks so far: Daytona, Las Vegas, Sonoma, and Ontario. And we have to see what the desert of Phoenix Raceway 1 mile short track can produce here. The return of the Subway Cup Series.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting, like you said. We've seen all sorts of different kinds of racetracks, but nothing compares quite like to this racetrack here at Phoenix. Turns 1 and 2 are significantly different than 3 and 4. Turns 1 and 2 a little bit flatter. You can go out wide, you can get a good run off the top side. And 3 and 4, a little bit more banking. The bottom side is the way to go, and obviously the big wild card is that dog leg down the front stretch. You're going to see 3, 4, maybe even 5 wide trying to get the run down into turn number 1. And you're going to see these drivers use every inch of asphalt they can.
Oh yeah, without the potential restarts if we have any, and all throughout the race, these drivers will use that dog leg. And they will also use the majority of the racetrack, possibly 2-3 lanes here at Phoenix, and even maybe a lane down below the yellow line down in turns 1 and 2. Ability drive the racetrack like you can go all over, but the inside lane is most preferred, but it's mainly interesting of what ends up happening here today at Phoenix.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to get you guys caught up on the points. Top 10 in points. Logan Williams been the dominant car early in the season after 4 races. 2 wins already and 4 top 10s in 4 races. He holds a 34-point lead over second place in points. The winner at Sonoma, Roberto Crown Jr. Jordan Stout is currently 3rd in points for TriStar, 37 points back. John Andrews in 4th, 40 points back. John Barrymore for Ripware Racing in 5th, 41 back. Chris Jericho in 6th, one of your drivers, Nathan. He is in 6th, 42 points back. Bradley Ream in 7th, 44 back. Eli Bright in 8th, 45 back. Nicholas Samadillo, Mr. Edge, in number 9, 52 back. And Anthony Hernandez rounded out the top 10 in points after last race at Ontario in 10th, 57 back. What do these drivers have to do to get on a hot streak like Logan Williams has early in this season?
Well, it all starts with the equipment that you're given. Obviously, that 95 team and the Vine Fan Racing has some of the best equipment early on, but it's still early on, and these teams are still trying to run the equipment that they have, run all the upgrades of what equipment they could have in the future. And we are only 4 races and still a long season here, even though we took a long break, still a long season to go. Lots of races left, and there's a real chance the equipment might be strong right now, but there could be some others that could get hot during, I guess, the summer now, here for the Subway Cup Series, and could catch up. Still a long way to go, but right now, it's looking really good for that 95 team.
Yep, and we are going to let these drivers roll off. And as these drivers are rolling off, hopefully everyone rolls off. And it looks like they will. Starting lineup will be on the side of your screen. Meanwhile, the top 10 is currently John Andrews, Anthony Hernandez, Logan Williams, and Chris Jericho, Jordan Stout and Eli Bright, Nicholas Samadillo and Kenneth Miller, followed by Skylar Taylor and Aaron Abel. That's the top 10. Nathan, we're about to have a duel in the desert. Who is your pick to win the Subway MVP Rewards 312?
Well, I think track position is going to be very important. I think Logan's going to have a good shot, but I don't think he's going to get the job done here today. I'm going to go with that number 72 of Jordan Stout in the 5th position. I think he's going to finally get that win here at race number 5, Sterling in the 5th position.
Very solid pick right there. And I think I'm going to pick that number 48 of Eli Bright. He's had a strong few races he hasn't had gotten the finishes he deserved in some of them, but he's strong, and we are green for the Subway MVP rewards 312. John Andrews leads the first lap, followed by Logan Williams, who got up to second. 3 wide, almost 4 wide here for in the top 5. In fact, Skylar Taylor is going to make it 4 wide here. Whoa, that's tight off of the corner.
You mentioned the studs and studs. These guys are going to be going all over the place. That's what we've seen. 3 and 4 wide already. There is a chance that if these guys get a little bit too aggressive, we could have an early caution. But once things settle down, then there could be a good chance that they're going caution free. But look at it, Sportsnet's back here, 4 wide,
man!
Oh my goodness!
Oh, Jacob Miller! He saved it.
Welcome to Phoenix, ladies and gentlemen.
What a save right there for that Germain Racing Machine, able to keep his car up and running. Meanwhile, up front, John Andrews, he's trying to run away from Logan Williams.
Yeah, this has been the story of the season. Logan Williams just so dominant early on this season. And he is looking like the man to beat here early on in the Subway Cup Series, but only lap 4 of 78. Half up to 37 of Sam with Theo in third. And then the number 72 is going out, unfortunately, like right after top 5 early on. Jericho as well, basically get moved for that 6th position by the 21 of Zachary Taylor, going for from that Woodrose Racing team. And now, 5 laps in, these guys have definitely calmed it down. As
Bradley Reen,
oh, man, as soon as I say that, Reen gets a little bit of contact with the 3, and it's going to be interesting of how aggressive these guys get with the fouls, as we have a battle for second between Sam Badillo and Logan Williams and Dylan Stout.
And Sam Badillo will take that spot from Logan Williams, and he's going to try to run away and catch that as we are still 4 wide back here. Oh my goodness, these guys cannot get this sorted. Aaron Abel not clear on William Ayers right there, and they did make contact, but about got turned. Luckily, they still kept it together. And these guys, they are fighting for every position back here. This is what I call a hornet's nest. This is cutthroat racing. Still 4 wide.
I mean, they have to get as much competition as they can now, while the tires are still fresh. The tires not significant, but on a cut that is already flat and already hard to pass on, as soon as there's a little bit of tire fall, that's when they get even harder. As they're still 4 wide back here on that number 8, that's 77.4, 38, and 41. Absolute chaos here early on at Phoenix, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, and meanwhile, we're going to head back up to the front. Logan Williams has gotten passed by Jordan Stout. And how about John Andrews? He has methodically gotten away up to almost and has pulled a 1-second lead over Nicholas Samadillo.
Yeah, John Andrews doing a good job, and I think a rare occurrence here, the Logan Williams in that 95 might not have a long one color. But she might not have a short one color. Starting to drop back already in that orange number 95. Got passed for second, got passed for third. Like right all over the back number of the number 95. And I'm not surprised at what John Andrews is doing so far in the number 34. Of course, he not only won the All-Star race in the JBL Cup Series, but won the 100th race over there. So, John Andrews is a really, really good driver. And so far, he's starting to pull away from the pole with over 1 second advantage. Only 11 laps in, but have to wait and see if he ends up having just a short one car, and then lay on in the one if anyone is able to catch up. And now everyone has finally calmed down, mostly 2 on, maybe a little bit 3 wide in the back, but things have finally calmed down here at Phoenix.
Yeah, and that was a wild first 10 laps. These drivers, they don't want to be back here, and so, like you said, on these restarts, they got it. They are trying to get everything with those fresh tires, and you saw it there. They're going 3 and 4 wide. These drivers trying to find every bit of racing room they can to try to get and make up positions. And unfortunately, for some of them, they fell back, and some of them moved forward. And for the rest of these guys up here, they are just trying to save their stuff. John Andrews, I don't know. I don't know if he's saving his stuff. He is consistently gaining 2 to 1/10 every lap. That time he gained 1.5 tenths on Nicholas Samadillo, up to 1.5 seconds now.
But John Andrews, his car might be so fast, he might not have to save his stuff. He's just in qualifying laps, and every lap he gains 1.5 tenths, and he is looking like he could just cruise away with this race victory here early on. But there's gonna be, I believe, 1 round of pit stops, and that could be very interesting of how that works out here. But Eli Bright all over the back bumper, and here we go, battle for fourth. Eli Bright gonna send it down into 1 and 2, and he's easily gonna get it. Taylor's gonna follow through. That night I thought a broken engine must not have a good short run car here, because he has lost 2 more positions in just 1 and 2 alone. And if he's not careful, he's gonna have Jericho and Liam catch up to him as well, potentially here. Not a good one for Logan. It's a good one, top 10, but slowly falling back for Albon.
Yeah, and now he's going to try to run that top side, get a run off the corner. Going to arc it, but Jericho's going to get to his quarter panel. And yeah, you're seeing Logan Williams search around the racetrack. He knows that his car is not handling the best. He is trying to find where his car handles the best, trying to run the top, the middle, the bottom, and searching for grip, the 95 machine.
Searching for grip that is not really there. I don't know where Bobo Clown Jr. is on the racetrack, but
he just passed the 6 right here for 11th.
Oh yeah, here we go. So here's the interesting thing. Clown Jr., Jordan Stout, and John English are all having good ones. So is the point of Logan Williams, but Logan Williams is dropping back ever so slightly. If he keeps on doing that, that could allow drivers like Clown Jr., Stout, and Andrews especially, same as Jericho, and Liam, and Bright, and Samadillo, a lot of the drivers top 10 in points are running top 10 here today. So if Logan Williams falls back even more, that could allow everyone else inside the top 10 to close in. But fairly early on, this one. How about the number 2 that they're side by side making a pass? But I'm honest, teammate, that's Matt Johnson and Bradley Lee, the number 3 of Anthony Hernandez, and it's interesting to see that a lot of drivers that are top 10 in points are winning top 10, top 15 here today at Phoenix as well. And that includes our dominant race leader so far of John Andrews.
Yeah, but now it's starting to even out. That time, John Andrews didn't gain anything. In fact, he lost about maybe 3/100ths of a second, so not much, but he did lose some time there. And now Jordan Stout, he got around Nicholas Samadillo, and we'll see if now he can lead these guys up to John Andrews. Samadillo couldn't, so Jordan Stout will now try to be that. And I think that 95 is coming alive, just past Chris Jericho for that position, number 6. And he is catching the number 21 machine.
About halfway through the one, it should be around, give or take 40 laps, so maybe that 95 might have the long car here today, as we still have a little bit of 3 wide back here between the 13, 32, and the 31 of Jacob Miller, the 32 of Alexander Collar, and the 31 of Angel Gutierrez. Those 3 were 3 wide, and unfortunately a tough day for Sam Oscar running dead last right now in that number 18. And
Joe Gibbs.
Joe Gibbs
the last 4 cars.
That is not good for Joe Gibbs today.
Then breaking speed here for Phoenix. And that's going to cost them. Meanwhile, Bradley Reed now getting by Jericho. Jericho's fallen back. He lost a position to Logan Williams, then Matt Johnson, Anthony Hernandez, Roberto Crown, and now Bradley Ream, and now, oh man, Maxime
Oh my
Gautry
goodness.
about got into Chris Jericho. Jericho falling back, not what you want to see for your Ganassi car, Nick.
Yeah, I think halfway through the one we were starting to see some cars like Jericho start to fall back, not having a long car. And maybe cars like maybe going south is getting a little bit on the race lead. And maybe Logan Williams and maybe this 22 and some others might have a long run car. And right now this race, after that crazy first 10 laps ever since it's calmed down, it might have a little bit of a long one feel to it. And if that is, then you definitely want to have a long one car. And I think some drivers like going south, maybe maybe this number 2 of Matt Johnson get inside of that point here. Maybe some of these longer run cars are starting to make those moves here at point of 78.
Yeah, and like you said, Jordan Stout, he's slowly starting to reel in John Andrews. I say that he just lost the 10th again.
Not that time by.
And he's also, but he is pulling away from San Mateo.
San Mateo trying that second lane, trying if there's anything up there. It looks like there's not really a lot of grip. Top 5 at broken away from 6 on back, and now this is the point of the one where it's going to get a little bit hard to pass, but why might I say that? Comes to number 3 of Fernandez to the inside of the point leader, but okay, good at set off 3 and 4. Here comes the 88 of Crown Jr. having a great one now inside the top 10, and once more wants that 9th position on that Team Penske 22.
Yeah, Roger Crown Jr., he has moved up front. He's every time we've looked back here at this 88 machine, he is passing somebody, and he is trying to get around that number 22 machine, and he will. And now he will set his sights on that 3 of Anthony Hernandez. And Jordan Stout once again slightly catching up, has put it down a 10th, and then comes Eli Bright now on Nicholas Samadeo.
I think San Mateo does not have a long run car. He was decent on the long to middle, the short to middle, but now we are getting to the point where it's the long one part of the one, and San Mateo has definitely fallen off of the 72. Now has the 48 of Eli White all over the back bumper, and in theory we should be about 12 laps away from pit stops, give or take, so that's definitely the longer one part of the one. Clean and green so far, as we still have battles all over the racetrack. The sits and boy two are side by side. That's Jericho and Goldtree, and have to wait and see what can happen. But how about JTG Dory? They started the season off very bad, very rough start, but both cars, 37 and 47, running inside the top 15.
Yeah, and JTG, they've had a up and down season, even though it's only been 4 races. Daytona was possibly one of the worst things that you would ever want to see happen to a team. And then they bounced back the next week, and then they had a bad week after that. And then last week at Ontario, I think they had a pretty good run. So it's been a very up and down. And this week here at Phoenix, it's an up. So Caleb Rose trying to help that team and give them a little pep talk, and I'm sure he did. And now that team is starting to do a little bit better. Speaking of not doing a little bit better, Logan Williams, I don't know really what's going on. I thought maybe he had a long run car, but now as we're into the long run, he just hasn't fired off like I thought. He was slow in the short run, fired off in the middle, and then now he's just back being slow in the long run. Got passed by Mac Johnson, who's pulled away. Yeah, and that's Jericho. Jericho is getting absolutely passed by everybody right now.
How about the 7 8 and able last time by in the dogleg, made it 3 wide, and Jericho, he must have a long run car, unfortunately, as he keeps on getting passed. And look at the 14, 10th minute, showing what the 7 8 did last time. He's going way low down the dog leg, and going way low down on the apron. That's what I love about Phoenix Raceway. There's a lot of different options these drivers have here all over this racetrack.
Elijah Mal got into the quarter panel Patrick Smith. And we're going to go up to the front here. Jordan Stout has lowered that gap. Last time by it was 3.2. Before that, I saw it was at 2.5. He's cutting it down ever so shortly.
Jordan Stout definitely starting to gain a little bit. Stout might have a long one car. John Williams definitely has a good car, but Stout might have a better long one car. It's going to gain another 10 down from 1.3 to 1.1, basically 1.2. So he keeps on gaining a 10th of a lap now, and if he keeps doing that, he could get all of that bumper of that right before pit stops. As Abel might be another car that has a long one car popped up late inside the top 13, it looks like, and a great one for 78 team for Furniture Row Racing. And it's gonna be interesting of what pit stops will happen. Should be about 5 to 7 laps away. Should be one pit stop here, and I'll have to see if who can do the right job with the money stop of this one. Stout lost a little bit again last time by, but just trying to manage his stuff here.
Yep. And we'll see what this time by is. Pretty much even that time by, and you know, a gap from 1.6 is a lot less manageable than just a 1 second gap. So Jordan Stout has done a nice job shortening that gap to just over a second, because you can work a lot. You can work more with just a second gap than what you can with 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, 1 second is definitely a lot more manageable. And see, it stayed the same. Maybe you gained a couple thousands of a second right there, but these guys are just settling in. Oh man, that was a little bit close right there. And my job for the 5 might make it 3 wide, they're not gonna get there. 38 a Miller to the inside. That's a 51, a Barrymore. These guys are just settling in, thinking about what to do on pit stops and when to hit the pit stops. Because it's probably gonna be a 4-stop or a 4-side stop. But if there being a 1-stopper here, these drivers will have to think about what is the way to go about it. The undercut or the overcut here at Phoenix Raceway.
Yeah, and there is some fall off, but there's not that much. So I personally would try the overcut and see if you can do that, because obviously with it being a medium-sized track, you're going to come out probably in traffic. So I would try to do the overcut and get on and as I say that, John Andrews comes in on lap 39 for the undercut.
Andrews with the undercut, and so is Logan Williams in number 95, 78, 42, 15, 51, 5, a handful of cars doing the undercut here on lap 39.
Yep, and a very small amount, probably less than a quarter of the field, but that's what makes the strategy so much fun. You never know what's going to happen. You see those drivers coming down pit road. Eli Bright stays out for an extra lap. Bradley Ring stays out for an extra lap. Patrick Smith, Kenneth Miller, Andrew Miller, Colin Teague, William Ayers, Trey Smith. Watch out. Don't run in the back of someone. That was real close right there. Don't want to see a caution during green flag pit stops.
Yeah, that would definitely not be ideal for the officials and the drivers, but have to watch out for Eli Bright. I'm very curious on this 48 because he's been in the top 5 all day long, and when it's overcut, have to wait and see what happens for him. Same with Patrick Smith and the 47, Bradley Ream, well not Bradley Ream, but yeah, Bradley Ream in the 22, and many others doing the overcut. It's gonna be interesting if what ends up being the way to go here. If the undercut, the overcut, or just putting right at lap 40 ends up being the way to go here.
Yep. And we'll see. Eli Bright goes into his pit box. It's probably going to be a 4-tire stop, like you mentioned, 4 tires and fuel.
And let's see. Yeah, Bright's gonna get out and going right there. And let's take a look. Where is John Andrews? There's Andrews. There's Stout. And there is Nicholas San Dio. They are going to be 1, 2, 3. Looks like it's going to be about 1 second gap between the top two, but this one means Mila Boy's going to have 2 lap fresher tires than the top 3 here.
Oh, man. Mac Johnson and Zachary Taylor, though, on warm tires. Eli Bright's on cold tires. Zachary Taylor on warm tires. Tried to take advantage of that. We'll see if he can get by Eli Bright. And now here comes Mac Johnson. He might send it to the middle. No, he's not. Eli Bright on those cold tires. He's going to get lost by 2 positions. And how about, where did Kyler Sustry come from? Or is he a lap down? I think he is a lap down. He's not on the leaderboard. Yeah. So, unfortunately for Kyler Sustry, I do believe he is a lap down. Multiple cars are a lap down. William Mayers, Kyler Sustry, Owen Miles, Jacob Miller, and Matthew Burnett. They're all multiple laps down.
That's very, very important, my friend. And first battle on the racetrack is the number 95 of Logan Williams in the 8th position, trying to take the 7th position away from Clown Jr. And have to wait and see what ends up happening with this battle. Logan Williams, he's still trying to manage it. Right now, he might still get 5 top 10 in a row to kick off the season, you know. But right now, things are looking really good for John Andrews from the pole. Has a little bit of a slight job on that right there. But he's going to keep that position. And have to wait and see what happens as here comes 13 and 83. Does not actually pit road. Don't know what happened to them, but very unfortunate for Burnett and the 13 of Jacob Miller.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for those 2 drivers. That's going to pretty much end their day at their chances of a win here at Phoenix. And they're going to have to try it again next week for that victory. And meanwhile, John Andrews and his short run car, he is pulled away to another 1.5 second lead.
Yeah, it was a 1 second lead just after the cycle ended, but John Andrews definitely has a short run car here today, and he's pulling away to 1.5 seconds already. But meanwhile, for second, it's starting to tighten up a little bit as Samuel is trying to get to the back bumper of doing a stout for second. And if this thing stays green, it could be in for a masterclass day from that 30-14 of John Andrews to try to get the win in dominant fashion. But we still have a long way to go. Still 31 laps to go at Phoenix, and I don't want to jinx it, but it could happen where we could have a mechanical failure and we could have a late race restart.
Yeah, there's always a risk of mechanical failure, especially in racing. And a track like Phoenix, you know, these guys, they're slamming their cars down, and the transition from the track to the apron down the dog leg is not an easy transition. They're slamming down onto the apron, hitting the bottom of the car, bottoming out. That's going to do a lot to your suspension. So we could have a failure of sorts some point in this race, and I would not be surprised if that happens and brings out a caution.
Yeah, I would not be surprised either. Don't want that to happen, but at the same time, I would not be too surprised. A little bit tight right there with the 38 and the 55 of Colin Teague and Andy Miller. Sometimes having a good one like Colin Teague, he's had a dismal season, I believe, in that number 55. And yeah, he's 41st in points. A great one from that 55 machine, one inside the top 15, it looks like. And a great one for a couple of teams that definitely need it, and that is just one of them.
Yeah, and how about Elijah Gordon as well? Premium has not really had that good of a season to start so far, so they are definitely showing some speed here at Phoenix, which is good to see. And Eli Bright on those 2 lap fresher tires, still trying to figure a way around these 2 Fords, Penske Alliance and the Penske team of Mac Johnson and Zachary Taylor. John Andrews, man, he is putting on a clinic here today at Phoenix. Like you said, still plenty of time left, but that time, it's ticking away.
The time is ticking away from second on back, and the time is growing for John Andrews. He is really kicking it here in the desert, and this is a desert, dust, a desert dust devil here type of performance. Don't know what I mean by that, but John Am is absolutely dominating here. Might have about a second between Stout and San Mateo. San Mateo trying to go around the outside lane, maybe get some momentum. The Brazilian 40 does have some momentum. Maybe he can get something here, but John Amos is still clicking off qualifying times. Now he is almost a 2-second lead, but might have to watch out for Eli Blight. He has 2, maybe 3 lap pressure tires. Just got past number 2. And Matt Johnson is already all over the back bumper of Zachary Taylor. Maybe this 48 could get a top 3 finish. He is 6 seconds behind the race leaders. I don't know if he can get there in time with those slightly fresher tires, but maybe a top 3-1 might be in the cards for that 48 team.
Yeah, and Eli Bright, he's had good runs like this all season. He had a good run going at Vegas, and then I think something happened with his pit crew, and unfortunately he lost a bunch of spots. But every race he seems to be running up front, and something happened. So it's good to see that he has been running up front all day today, and even after pit stops, he's still up front. So no hiccups for that 48 machine, and hopefully no more for the rest of the day.
I hope so. And this battle is not over here for the second place spot, but I think it's just a tough track to make a pass, especially once the field gets split out and once tires are starting to rail a little bit here on the second one. And it's going to be hard to make this pass for San Mateo. And it's going to be hard to for the 72 to hold off the 37, because the 37 is definitely faster and trying everything I can to get around him. And John Anders, 2-second lead, but we are not focused on that at the moment because we have battles all over the racetrack. Battle for second in these two, and then a battle for fourth, potentially brewing here in a couple of laps between the 21 and the 48. And so far, so good, caution free, and that's what we like to see after a chaotic Ontario last time out for the series. That's going to about find the corner panel of the 78 right there.
Yeah, like you said, Ontario was very chaotic, and team owners don't like that. Honestly, they cost a lot of money, so when team owners see a race like this, they usually are pretty happy. So it's been good racing, though, on the other hand, and even with no cautions, you're seeing battles like this one all over the racetrack. Chris Jericho, he fell back pretty hard from that first run, and it looks like he's still back here all the way back in the 21st position, so not good for Chris Jericho.
Yeah, definitely not what we wanted to see from the Ganassi camp, but he's not the only one that has fallen back. I feel like he kind of fell back early on out at San Vitale, and some others like Andy Miller has fallen back, and number 38 wasn't inside the top 15 earlier.
And Skylar Taylor also started inside the top 10, and she's all the way back here in 28th, so not a good run for that 77 machine, Skylar Taylor as well. And she still needs 2 more.
Not a good pit stop and not a good adjustment being made on that 77. Gonna lose even more ground. And how about Beal? Not really great, but was 40 from points and gonna be one that ends up the top 30 at the moment here at Phoenix. So a little bit of ground being made, but
we're about to have lap traffic.
Oh boy, this is where things could get interesting here, because those are not damaged lap cars. Those are just cars that are at the tail end of the field, and for John Anderson, he might have a 2+ second lead, but depending on how these lap cars do, that could hold up this 34.
Yeah, and lap traffic, you know, they don't have to let the leader by. You know, they're trying to fight for their own positions. They're also trying to fight to stay on lead lap. And they usually fight the leader a lot harder than second or third, because once they get past, they know that it's pretty much over until they get the free pass. So these guys just they're going to be racing the leader hard, that is for sure. And someone like Chris Reynolds, he's not had a good season. He's trying to fight to stay on lead lap. So it's going to be interesting because lap traffic, they can hurt or help your race. All depends on how many cars you can pass and how easy you can get by them.
Without doubt. And for John Williams, it's not going to be easy passing these lap cars because these lap cars know slouch at whatsoever. Also, oh boy,
Hendrick
punishing
helping each other.
Yeah, punishing and helping the 48 be like get inside, right, steal with those collector tires. He's wasted a lot of time behind his 21 machine, so I don't know if he's gonna be able to catch up with the 37 and the 72 now at this point, but with the help of his teammate, he's gonna take that 4th spot, and you know, I thought Lawrence was gonna fall back more than what he has, but he has not. And the number 95, and as of now, it looks like he's still going to get 5 top 10s to kick off
my
the season.
goodness.
That is not what you want at Phoenix. The 4th lane is not ideal. And this 21 is going to lose 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 spots in just a couple of laps.
Yeah, Zachary Taylor is struggling right now. Gets passed by Mac Johnson and might get passed by the number 12. Oh, he hits the wall off the corner.
Oh! That's definitely not ideal.
Wall.
And he's going to lose another spot to the 22. I don't know what happened to his 21, but his handling of that 21 Ford has gone off the deep end here at Phoenix.
And that is something I was not expecting. Usually they don't really hit the wall that much, and now Maxime Guthrie is trying to get by the 21 machine. Yeah, whatever happened on this 21 machine, it has gone south in a hurry, and he is losing spots left and right. Meanwhile, up front, John Andrews slowly catching lap traffic. I don't know if we'll catch them. We're slowly catching them. We might catch them with only a handful laps to go, so I don't really think it's going to play too much of a role in this race.
Yeah, they're not really catching him as fast as I thought they would. I think we just missed a battle for second. Look at second. Sam Dia was able to get past the 72 finally. Mr. Edge for Caleb Wilson and JTG is up to second now. He had Phoenix, and he's now closing in on John Andrews. There's gonna be 2 though today. I think for this 37, but I think this 37 is faster than the 72, and he's definitely showing it because he's pulling away from Northtown now for Sam Dio.
Yeah, and we were looking too busy at what was going on with that number 21 machine, and we ended up missing that. So apologies, but John Andrews this time by 8 to go. These drivers in the midfield, they are racing hard. That was real close between teammates right there. Sam Oskin and the 11 of Nick Lopez going through the field here. And everything seems to be all good. Zachary Taylor losing one spot. Losing a spot to the 15 of Elijah Gordon. And the 10 is a lap down, so we'll not lose a spot to that. But Elijah's going to move the 10 out of the way.
10 out of the way. It's just a hey lap car, get him away. And a good one for that 15 though, if you are going and premium was a couple of the cars definitely needed it. And it's going to be interesting because even though the 95 has a good one, there's a couple cars in front of them that need good ones. Light, basically everyone in front of them. Stout is going to gain a little bit. Andrews is going to gain a little bit. Sam Dio's going to gain a few points. Eli Blythe's going to gain a few points. So not going to gain a lot. But these top 4 are going to gain a few points on Milton Williams here today. And that could be interesting. Because a few points could mean a lot by the time we get to the end of the regular season.
Yeah, and John Andrews is still, I think he's still pulling away from Nicholas Sabadio that time by, nope, lost him just under a tenth, but at this point it is just too little too late. Sabadio couldn't quite get around Jordan Stout fast enough, and as long as we stay green and nothing happens to this 34 machine of John Andrews, it's clear and smooth sailing from here.
Yeah, coming up to 5 laps to go at the line, and it's looking pretty good for this 34 team. Gonna dominate here at the desert, but I would like to mention we've seen this happen before in the JBL Cup Series where the leader blew up late in the race. So it's not over until slides, and hopefully that doesn't happen to Giants, but we've seen it before where the leader has a mechanical issue late, so even though we only have 4 laps to go, I don't think anything will happen, but might have to watch out for that 34. How about the number 6 of Maxine Guthrie, a great one inside the top 10?
Yeah, and has had some sneaky good runs the first 4 races. Sometimes she'll be in midfield, and all of a sudden you see her inside the top 15. So today's one of those days as well, inside the top 10 in the 8th position. And that Roush team going to have a good run for that Roush Performance Ford Fusion. 2 laps to go this time by for John Andrews. He is seeing them lap cars ahead of him. Slowed his pace a little bit, and now has picked it back up to 2.7 seconds over Nicholas Samadillo. And this 34 car started on pole, and which has led every single lap here today. A flawless day for this team, and it is coming to an end here today. Logan Williams and these guys nose to tail trying to get the run to make a last second attempt for position, as Roberto Crown will go to the inside of Eli Bright, and we'll see if he can get that pass made off turn number 2. Not quite.
Oh
no, Noah Clifton has exploded a motor down pit lane. That's another Hendrick car.
Huh. Well, while we were watching defendant cars battle, one of them blew up. That is ironic and unfortunate all at the same time, but white flag is out, and he's gonna take this 34 team to victory lane. John Andrews is gonna dominate here in the dance for the desert.
And John Andrews off of turn 4 will win the Subway MVP Rewards 312. An absolute dominating fashion here today. Started on pole, led every single lap besides the pit cycle, and came home the victor for he and Alex's team, and that is big for them.
Of course, John Andrews was up there in the point standings. Same with basically the top 6 in points, maybe even top 7. Definitely, this race here today showed of who some of the better drivers potentially are, not only up there in the standings, but definitely proved it here today on the racetrack. For the top 7 were all up there in the standings and on track. Great dominating one from John Andrews. Glad that nothing crazy happened at Ontario last time out 3 months ago, but nice clean calm race. Unfortunately for Noah Clifton there, but stuff happens, and a nice calm one here at Phoenix, and Andrews gets the race win.
Yep, and here's your finishing results. John Andrews is your winner, led pretty much almost every lap. Nicholas Samadillo in 2nd, 3rd Jordan Stout, 4th Roberto Crown Jr., 5th Eli Bright, 6th Logan Williams, 7th Bradley Ream, 8th Maxime Gautry, 9th Anthony Hernandez, and 10th Mac Johnson. Here is the rest of the field. Noah Clifton ends up 39th because of the 3 people that are 4 laps down. Ended up blowing up a piston. Very unfortunate right there. And very unfortunate for Jericho in 22nd, as well as Andrew Miller 21st. Skylar Taylor 31st after starting inside the top 10. A lot of drivers who got good starting positions didn't quite get the result they wanted.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. That's just how the Phoenix is. Sometimes when they're up front, you get a good finish, and sometimes they're up front, but the pit crew doesn't get the job done, and I think that's what happened to some of the cars that were up front, right? Skylar Taylor, right out San Vitale still gets pointed. Jericho definitely, did not have a good long run car here today and fell back to 22nd. And then same with a few others. Shout out to William Velo, didn't really see him all day long, and I think he started deep in the field and comes home in a very respectable point field position. And some good ones from some drivers, like the number 6, the number 3, premium with a pair of good ones with the Ashburn and the 11th, and not John anymore, and then Colin Teak with a nice, decent 24th place finish.
And Chase
definitely.
Harrison's in the number 7. That's also from premium 13th. So.
Oh yeah, great one. So yeah, all 3 colors inside the top 24, and 2 of them inside the top 15. Great ones from premium here today, but still the top 7 drivers here today might be some of the best in the series.
Yep, and with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching the Subway MVP Rewards 312 here in Avondale, Arizona. And for Nathan Stapleton, I'm Travis Crampton. Thank you guys so much for watching the return of the Subway Cup Series, and we'll see you again for the next race. Bye.
See ya.